Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 17th of May, 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. Of course, tonight's Monday Night Raw does go. There was some okay stuff. There was some interesting things. But again, it was just another show. Just another show, to be completely honest. I don't feel like much of anything noteworthy actually came out of this show, to be 100% honest. But we'll talk about it. We'll get to it. And we'll see what you guys think as well. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Also want to thank you for joining me. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out one of two different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or with donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel right here on Twitch one of two different ways, either with a tiered subscription or for free with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. With Prime Gaming, you get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and we'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to us right here, PW Unlimited. On the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out in the live chat by donating a super chat or a super sticker donation. All super chat donations do get read live on the air. Also remember that you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to podcasts, you get early access to non-news videos like the Daniel Bryan video we have up right now, and you get a badge next to your name as well as emojis you can use in the live chat. But if you want to just directly support us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited, you can do that over at patreon.com/PW Unlimited, and you'll get all the same perks as being a channel member, but you'll be directly supporting us here at PW Unlimited and not supporting Google, who takes 30% of that channel membership that you're paying us. So, just saying. But with that, we do have Monday Night Raw to talk about. Let's get the polls going really fast. What did you think of tonight's Raw? What did you think of tonight's Raw? Why won't it copy? There we go. I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. Chase Douglas says, did Natalya and Tamina turn face winning the women's tag team titles last week on SmackDown? What do you mean turn face? They've always been baby faces. They were never not baby faces. They've always been a baby face tag team. At least that's how I've always seen them as. Like it was all right. Robert Baer, Money in the Bank, July 18th is what we've been told. I don't know where you're getting June. Unless they announced something. But I don't think they did. I didn't like it. Look something up here. Yep. From everything we're hearing and being reported by different websites, Money in the Bank, June 18th, even though I reported it first, Andrew Zarian's still getting the credit, but whatever. It's all good. With that, guys, we got Raw to talk about. As Raw kicked off, Bobby Lashley walking out like the world champ he is. 5 chicks, 5 women, living it up like the Nature Boy. You know, women on both arms and following behind him. They opened up with Bobby Lashley and MVP issuing an open challenge But here's the thing. They issued an open challenge. And I go, okay, it's just a match. It's just a match. Bobby versus somebody. But then in the main event, when they start going with the WWE Championship online, and even before MVP said I didn't say that, I go, okay, who made that change? Because they literally just said we're issuing an open challenge. Just like Sheamus. They never said open challenge for the title. It's just like a Sheamus thing. And I saw people on Twitter, bait and switch, bait and switch, bait. No, it wasn't a bait and switch. Couldn't have been a bait and switch because you guys, as Corey Graves said, 3, if not 4 times, you assumed title match. Assumed title match. Which I never did because they never said it. But with that, Bobby Lashley, amongst the MVP, indicated that the ladies were his idea. We'll talk about more MVP ideas here in a little bit. And Lashley was impressed. He put over Lashley's win against 2 of the toughest men in the company. He claimed that Braun Strowman was nursing hurt ribs, and Drew McIntyre was so banged up and upset he couldn't get out of bed this morning. MVP said that Lashley was thrown through the stage, but still came back and won the title. Not only that, but Lashley did it injured because one of his knuckles were hurt. Lashley said, the almighty era, it'll never end. MVP said that Lashley was supposed to have the night off, but actually, they're issuing an open challenge, and out comes Drew McIntyre, who says, take your open challenge. And MVP goes, oh, really, do ya? Well, you cut me off before I could finish my sentence. An open challenge for anybody but Braun Strowman and you, Drew McIntyre. Drew got pissed off. Bobby and MVP left. They exchanged words, and cool. It wasn't a bad segment or anything. Kind of meh, but it wasn't bad. They plugged the Ultimate Warrior A&E documentary this weekend. I still got to watch that RVD one. Watch the Shawn Michaels one. And my quick impressions on the Shawn Michaels A&E documentary was, it was all right. There was literally nothing I didn't already know. Like every single thing in it, they've talked about in the past. And when Shawn Michaels sent out that tweet about, we talk about everything regarding the Click, that's stuff that fucking WWE has talked about in documentaries, like the Monday Night Wars documentary. Like literally, the Shawn documentary talked about his career, but the overarching story of this documentary was Shawn helping the guys get ready for the ladder match for NXT TakeOver 30, and then him being like the proud papa backstage for all the different spots they pulled off. That's what this documentary was really about. Yes, it was about Shawn Michaels' career, him finding his wife and faith and all that when he was out with the back injury. But in all actuality, the main overarching story of this that they kept going back to was Shawn works with NXT. He loves the NXT talent. He may actually love helping them more than anything he ever did in his career. And he's the king of ladder matches who helped them set up this ladder match at NXT TakeOver 30. But that's just my quick impressions of it. It was meh. If you missed it, you missed it. I really wouldn't say you got to go back and see it. Wholeheartedly. If you missed it, you just missed it. Oh, well. If you want to go watch it, go watch it. It's your preference. But I'm not telling you this was so good that you got to go watch it like the Brian Pillman Dark Side of the Ring ones. Those were really good. Most of the stuff I knew, there were some things in that I didn't know before. Most of that stuff I knew and heard the stories, but it was different because of the way they were told. The Shawn Michaels one was just everything we already knew. Everything we already knew. Nothing new at all. Really, at all. Like, the only thing they talked about that some people may not know was Shawn getting beat up by 6, I think, Marines at a bar. But it's because he mouthed off to them. But I haven't seen the RVD one. I was going to start it last night, and then I go, no, I'll probably fall asleep, so I don't want to start it and fall asleep. So I'll wait and watch it all at once, probably tonight. Actually, I don't know about tonight because I'm Twitch streaming after this, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. But with that, we got AJ Styles against Elias. And this match went almost 12 minutes. Did not need to go that long whatsoever. There was a spot where Styles was down in the corner and Elias drop kicked him into the post. Styles responded soon after with a slingshot forearm to the outside. Riker checked on Elias as Omos backed up Styles. There was a little face-off. Elias used a back body drop and a spine buster for a 2. They traded strikes before Styles hit a forearm. Styles set up for the phenomenal forearm, but Riker yanked him off the apron and caused the DQ. Well, other stuff happened, but nothing real major happened. So, yeah, not really much to talk about in this almost 12-minute match other than horrible finish that led to the DQ. And it's like, oh, crap. Are Elias and Riker going to get tag title shots? Ugh. So Omos chased Riker up the ramp. Elias attacked Styles, so Omos chased him away as well. Waste of time. Waste of time. Mr. Bangs U says, heel versus heel. Love to see. Very true. So the announcers plugged NXT tomorrow night, and then we got a special video from Johnny Gargano hyping up his North American Championship cage match against Bronson Reed. And I like this a lot. I like that they did this a lot. They did this last week with Karrion Kross, hyping up his match with Austin Theory. Played a little video. He said, hey, Bronson Reed, we got the cage tomorrow, but you're not going to beat me. You're not going to take my title. Da-da-da-da-da. Fast forward, they played another video later with Bronson Reed, basically saying that he's going to win the title. Well, I really, really liked that they did this. It's the second week in a row that they've done these personalized during Raw, not just like, oh, we got a commercial like we get usually tomorrow night on NXT or this Friday on SmackDown. No, it was actual personalized promo for a big match on the show, and I really enjoyed that they did it. It's a perfect idea. Do it every week. Do it every week. I mean, next week, we can get them with both Finn and Karrion Kross to hype up that match. The New Day approached Riddle in the back. Apparently, Riddle requested their presence. Riddle had promised a 2-headed snake. Randy Orton showed up. Xavier Woods was upset because he wanted an actual snake. Orton said that he was told that Riddle had arranged a meeting for him and Adam Pearce. Riddle lied. Riddle admitted he may have stretched the truth there a little bit, and really, he wanted to make good between him, Randy, and the New Day, saying, hey, we could be a duo, but we'd be better as a foursome. Randy said, I'm not sorry for what I did. And Kofi goes, I know Randy Orton. Made better than anybody. We go back 2009. We go back 2019. I beat you then. I'll beat you again. Like, let's have a match. You and me tonight. And we don't have to wait 10 years. And Woods looks at Randy and goes, Randall? Huh, Randall? What do you say, Randall? I'm just like, fucking Xavier Woods. Jeez, I can't stop coughing all of a sudden. But that does set up Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton later on tonight. We then got Alexa's Playground special guest, Women's Tag Team Champions, Natalya and Tamina. Alexa Bliss and Natalya each sat on a swing, and Natalya answered Bliss's questions earnestly as Tamina looked on very freaked out of the puppet or the doll and a little bit of annoyance. Bliss said that she wasn't even getting to the hard questions yet when Tamina said, let's leave. She said, what's your favorite color? And Natty goes, well, of course, pink. And Tamina goes, black and blue. Colors look good on your face. I'm getting tired of this. And Bliss goes, Lily likes that you beat up Reginald. Was that fun? She goes, well, yeah, it was. Bliss then spoke like a little child and talked to Lily. As she was distracted by that, Natalya and Tamina just got up and left. She realized they left. She wished them good luck and said, we will be watching. Cool. We got a 2-minute match. It was Angel Garza versus Gulak, and basically Angel Garza beat him with a wing clipper. Decisive victory. I don't even know if Drew got one move in at all. After the match, he shoved the rose in Gulak's mouth. There we go. In the back, we see R-Truth. He's walking around. He's got his eyes closed, and Kevin Patrick goes, R-Truth, can I talk to you? And R-Truth's like, there's no R-Truth here. If I keep my eyes closed, I can't see him, and no one can see him, and I don't know who you are. He's like, well, it's me, Truth, Kevin Patrick. We host Raw Talk together. And Truth is just like, I heard there's an open challenge for my 24/7 title tonight. And Kevin Patrick goes, no, that's for the WWE champion, Bobby Lashley. He goes, oh, well, maybe I'll challenge Ricky Bobby then. And then Tozawa comes up, rolls him up, pins him 1, 2, 3. Tozawa's the new champion. They tell us that this ended R-Truth's 55th reign as 24/7 champion. And because of that, because he's a 55-time 24/7 champion, Adnan Virk said that makes him a legend. He said, R-Truth has held this title 55 times. That makes him a legend. This is the same guy that coming out of the last commercial said, welcome to the Thunderdome. It's Monday Night Raw. The award-winning Thunderdome. It's Monday Night Raw. Okay. Pressure getting to you still? I don't know. Can't talk too much crap because I've never done it and been in that situation, but it's just like he's been doing this since the night after WrestleMania. You would think things like that, calling the show Monday Night Raw, would not still be happening. It's like Mike Adamle and Jeff Harvey. But going forward, they're the Eva Marie video from last week. I guess this is the thing. Early in the show, they'll air the Eva video from last week. Then in the final hour of the show, they air a new Eva video. So we got Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. Give me 1 second, guys. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. All right, sorry about that. My kids were calling. I had to not answer and then text them and tell them, I'm live, can't answer, I'll call you back. But with that, where was I? Riddle came down with Randy Orton, cheering him on. They were calling him Randy Orton's hype master or something like that. Adnan Virk at one point wondered if it was wise for Kingston to take on a man like Randy Orton. He must have a spot early in the match, and I think Kingston was supposed to leap over Orton as he came off of the ropes, but instead they collided. Kingston's hip hit Orton in the head, whatever, cool, okay. Other than that, this match was great. Orton rolled to the outside to regroup. Orton also motioned for Kingston to come outside and get him. So there was a little audible, it looked like, called right there for a second. Kingston was in control until Orton poked him in the eye. Orton whipped Kingston into the corner, but Kingston bounced off the buckle. Orton then cut him off with the power slam, and Woods played the trombone to distract Randy Orton. This allowed Kingston come off the top, but this is a sick move. So Kofi's on the top, and him and Orton are fighting on the middle rope or whatever. And Woods starts playing the trombone. And Randy's like, cut it out. And so fucking Kofi jumps. So Randy kind of like peeks through the middle and top rope to yell at Woods. So Kofi jumps off the top all the way to the floor, but as he's coming down, grabs Randy's head, boom, pulls him down, bounces him off the middle rope. Really, 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 really cool spot. I like that. Kofi just diving like he don't care. Going forward, where was I? Fast forward a little bit in this match. Woods plays more trombone to distract Randy Orton. This allowed Kofi Kingston to get the schoolboy on him and pin him. Yep, roll-up victory by Kofi Kingston on Randy Orton. Match went only 5 minutes, which makes sense. Because at first I go, wow, that was kind of a short match. But then as you see, Kofi's in the main event. Yeah, they kept it short because he's working 2 matches. And that main event match went 10 minutes, almost 11. So, interesting. I just got an interesting text message, or not text message, but tweet sent to me. When was this tweeted out? Hold on, guys. So, we've heard the news. The MLW may be working with WWE and NXT and this and that. Well, I'm going to pull up a tweet here. The Court Bauer sent out that's kind of interesting. Tweeted out. 7 years ago, I somehow convinced Filthy Tom Lawler to come to New York City to corner Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish at the Hammerstein Ballroom. Time flies, but these three just continue to thrive and kick ass. At MLW, hashtag WWE NXT. Huh. Interesting tweet there. Especially with all the news of WWE and MLW maybe working together. Now, I know that kind of been... They said that the talks fizzled out and everything. But just saying, who knows? I'd love to see Kyle O'Reilly versus Tom Lawler. That match would be amazing. That match would be great. We'll see if it ever happens. But interesting tweet there. Interesting tweet there tonight by one Court Bauer, the owner of Major League Wrestling. So after the match with Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton, since Saturday, you're getting 30 seconds ahead of me. After the match with Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton, where was I? Oop, I scrolled too far in my notes. I lost it. Here we go. Orton was mad at Riddle. Riddle got between him and the New Day. They were yelling at... New Day was yelling at Riddle. Orton just leaves. They go, look at your boy, he's leaving. He's just walking out on you. And so Riddle shoves down Woods. Shoves him on his ass and just leaves. And Xavier's got this look on his face like, what just happened? I didn't expect that. Was that a Riddle heel turn? Are him and Orton going to be a heel team? I don't know. Planting them seeds, though. Very, very interesting. In the back, Naomi and Lana. We're in the... Well, Naomi, Lana, Mandy, and... I always want to say Mandy and Sonya, but it's Mandy and Dana. We're in Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce's office, and they were all arguing over who should get the next shot at the tag titles. When Lana goes, how's it fair? Or no, Naomi says, how is it fair that Nia and Shane are just getting another opportunity after losing the titles on Friday? And basically they were like, well, because we gave it to them. And Mandy was just like, well, we won in a 6-man last week, so we should be getting tag title shots. We're going to be watching this match tonight. We want the winners. And Lana and Naomi were kind of like, no, we want the winners. And Sonya goes, you know what? We'll see what happens in the title match tonight. And then I and Adam together will make a decision on who gets the next shot for the women's tag titles. So she's trying to play nice tonight. And Charlotte Flair walks in. And Charlotte tells Sonya, you know, I should be getting a one-on-one shot with Rhea Ripley for the title. And Dana Brooks says something snarky like, you lost last night. And Charlotte goes, excuse me, what'd you say? She goes, nothing. Nope, nothing. So I was like, that's what I thought. So they ask the other girls to leave as they say they have to speak to Charlotte on a private matter. Basically, Charlotte's just like, I want a shot. And Rhea comes in and goes, you want a shot? At me? You've already lost. Charlotte goes, yeah, but if it's one-on-one, I'll beat you just like I did last time. And Charlotte leaves. And Sonya just goes, I'm done with her and Asuka. I want new talent. I want new challengers. Should we be getting an NXT call-up to challenge Rhea? I don't know. Teased it. It was a tease saying that someone new can come in and challenge. I mean, as we'll talk about here in a moment, Asuka got pinned and beat at the pay-per-view. Charlotte got pinned and beat tonight. We got a 3-minute match for the WWE, why did I say NXT? WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Italian Tamina defending against Nia and Shayna. 3 minutes and Alexa Bliss magic. Challengers took control early after Jax ran over Natty. Natty hit Jax with a discus clothesline and tagged in Tamina. Tamina knocked Jax off the apron, but Baszler put her in a Karafuda clutch. Bliss then appeared on the stage holding Lily. As Reginald was walking up the ring steps, Kane's fire shot out the ring post. Reginald flew back off the steps and sold it like he was burnt in the face. He took a great bump off the steps, and this caused Baszler to get distracted, get rolled up and pinned. Champions retain the titles. This was after Natty tagged in, they hit the heart attack and pinned her, whatever. Verk freaked out on commentary, knowing that this was the finish. And it sounded very phony the way he was like, oh my God, they have won and retained the titles after fire erupted out of the, After fire erupted out of the ring post and hit Reginald or something like that. I was like, wow, who scripted that line for you, bud? This is terrible. Jax checked on Reggie as Lily's awful laugh chuckled throughout the arena. This was bad. It wasn't Ms. Damian Priest Lumberjack bad, but this was bad. Next up, we had Sheamus versus Ricochet, a rematch from last night on the pre-show. This match went 13 and a half minutes. Early on in the match, Sheamus grabbed a mic. Or actually, early before the match, Sheamus grabbed the mic and he was pissed at Ricochet for touching his clothes and demanding he returns his stuff. They then cut to Ricochet in the back, just standing in the interview area, hyped up, waiting to be interviewed. His match, Sheamus is ready to fight, and he's over here doing an interview, not at the curtain. No, somewhere in the fucking back. So, where was I? Sheriff Schreiber asked her about what Sheamus had just said. Ricochet said, indeed, he took Sheamus's coat and hat from the locker room earlier. He then went and put it on and did a bad Irish impression. Ricochet entered the ring, or the stage. Sheamus went after him, but Ricochet dodged and attacked. To get down to the ring, they fight it out. Ricochet wrestled in black jeans with a belt on. I don't know what that was all about. The match started with Ricochet on the attack, but Sheamus quickly took over. Sheamus beat him up and sent him over the barricade, which led to a break. Later on, Ricochet hit a Spanish fly for a 2. Sheamus might have hurt his leg on this spot as he was selling it pretty heavily for the remainder of this match as it landed awkwardly, and Ricochet basically landed on his leg. Ricochet used a standing shooting star press for a 2. Sheamus got his knees up on a springboard moonsault attempt. Oh, I don't know what it is. They've got burps and coughs and everything right now. Interesting. Weird. Just Mountain Dew Rise, I guess. I don't know. Michael Wallace says he wrestled in that last night too. Gotcha. Didn't see the pre-show. So, I see. Where was I? Did Ricochet went to the top, and Sheamus rolled out of the ring. Ricochet then hit a dive to the outside before pushing Sheamus back into the ring. Ricochet then removed his belt before hitting a 450 splash for a near fall. So I knew he had the belt on. Ricochet tried another springboard move, but Sheamus nailed him in midair with a knee strike. The referee seemed to count to 3, but Ricochet had actually kicked out, so the match continued. Sheamus then put on the coat. No, I've skipped a spot here. Sheamus then went on the attack and vicious looking brogue kick. Picked up the pinfall victory. Sheamus beats Ricochet. Sheamus then put on the coat and the hat and the title. He mocked Ricochet before warning Lashley that he may challenge him in the open challenge later on tonight. T-Bar and Mace cut a promo. Spoke about using convoluted dialogue. They spoke using convoluted dialogue before flipping a coin to determine which one of them would maybe face Lashley. They didn't even reveal who won the coin toss. I don't know. Next up, we had a 16 and a half, almost 17-minute match in Asuka and Charlotte. The match itself as a whole was good, but there were some clunky spots that weren't that good at all. So the two fight for a few minutes before Rhea Ripley finally makes her way out to the ring. I'm going to say right now, Charlotte, you need new gear. So I want to say it was the last time we got Charlotte versus Asuka, I think, one-on-one, 2 weeks ago maybe? Her boob popped out. Tonight, they cut away 3 times because they thought her boobs were popping out. Not good. Cut to black like 3 times, I believe it was, because of a possible Charlotte wardrobe malfunction. Because Charlotte kept tugging at her top to like make sure it was on right after moves and stuff. But where was I? They fought a little bit back and forth until Rhea came out and this led to a break. Charlotte remained in control until Asuka fired back, and they went back and forth from there. There was a weird and bad spot where Charlotte went for a Spanish fly, but Asuka held on to the buckle and didn't budge. So Charlotte basically gave herself a Spanish fly. Charlotte applied a leg lock between the ropes before chucking Asuka into the announce table. Charlotte and Ripley went face to face, and Asuka tried to attack, but Charlotte chucked her back into the ring. Charlotte got in Ripley's face again before Asuka went on the attack. At one point, Asuka went to kick Charlotte in the head, basically missed the kick. Charlotte still sold it, and I like Corey Graves on commentary going, Asuka got that kick in, but I don't know if she got all that kick in. It wasn't enough damage to the Queen. So I liked Corey trying to cover up for Charlotte selling the move, but saying she may not have kicked her fully because you could tell she missed that kick completely. But the two are back into the ring, and Asuka kicked Charlotte into the ropes as Ripley jumped up on the apron. Charlotte knocked her off with a boot. Asuka then rolled her up and picked up the victory. Did not see Asuka winning here tonight. This is a complete shocker, and I actually like that because now it's like, ooh, where do they go? And there's a lot of close near falls and submission counters in this match too that I didn't really talk about, but they were really good. But the interesting thing is, where do they go now? Like I said, Asuka lost at the pay-per-view, got pinned. Charlotte got pinned tonight. Do either deserve a title shot now? No. Who's up next is the big question. During this match, a graphic popped on the screen that showed Damian Priest and John Morrison and said, lumberjack match. And my first thought was, no, more zombies. But unfortunately, we didn't get more zombies. Kevin Patrick interviewed John Morrison in the back. He said Miz isn't here. He made zombie jokes and dedicated his match to Miz's memory. And we got that match. 12-minute lumberjack match that was an actual lumberjack match with lumberjacks, including the likes of Nikki Cross, the Viking Raiders, Mansoor, Tozawa with 24/7 championship, T-Bar, Mace, Lucha House Party, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Titus O'Neil, Mustafa Ali, and others. I like how the commentary specifically pointed out Nikki Cross and had to let us know Nikki Cross is even out here. We haven't seen her in quite some time. Morrison briefly had control early after T-Bar and Mace attacked Priest on the outside. Morrison fell out of the ring at one point, so Cross shoved him back in. Morrison tried avoiding the lumberjacks by running away. He ran right into a slam from Damian Priest, which sent us to a commercial break. Mace and T-Bar attacked Priest again on the outside, and Priest fought off Morrison anyway before wiping out Mace and T-Bar with a dive. Cedric Alexander attacked Benjamin for fun. I don't know why, but cool. Gathering of bodies here as people just started bunching, gave Priest the opportunity to superplex Morrison to the outside. It still came down pretty hard, though, as they weren't caught fully. Ali and Ivar and Cross were among those fortunate enough to avoid this. Priest then used a Hurricane Rana to bring Morrison down from the top before nailing a Hit the Lights to pick up the victory. After the match, Damian Priest was interviewed and basically said, Sarah, I'm ready to move on. Miz and Morrison are in my past. And now you may ask, what's next? Well, I say I always want to live forever, and there's no better way to live forever than being the WWE champion. Maybe I challenge Bobby Lashley in his open challenge later on tonight. After this, we got the Bronson Reed promo plugging the cage match tomorrow, and we got the new Eva Marie video. She says she wants to be a heroine, like Angelina Jolie, like her idol. And now she wants to be an idol for others. Cool. Kevin Patrick interviewed Shelton Benjamin. Patrick asked about Alexander, but Benjamin didn't want to talk about that. Benjamin said maybe he takes on Lashley tonight in the open challenge. Alexander would show up and sarcastically applaud. Alexander was amused that Benjamin thought that he was a legend. Why? Because you got a fluke win over me last week? Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even mean that you were worthy of challenging Lashley. Alexander said that there was a reason everyone was abandoning Benjamin, and Benjamin decked him. Next up, open challenge. MVP and Lashley waited in the ring following a commercial break. And he said, who's coming out? And who comes out? The New Day. Kofi and Xavier walk out, and immediately Xavier's pointing at Kofi, basically telling us Kofi's taking this match. And I go, unexpected as all hell, but I love it as long as it's not a one-time squash. So before the bell rang, MVP go, so they're doing the announcements, and they go for the WWE champion. MVP goes, hold your horses. No one ever said this was a WWE Championship match. He said, I said there's an open challenge to challenge Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley. No one ever said. I never said. Bobby Lashley never said. Adam Pearce ain't out here saying it, that the championship is on the line. So the ref was like, oh, okay. Title's not on the line, whatever. And we get a 10-minute match, almost 11-minute match, between Kingston and Bobby Lashley. So from what I was told, doing this match was an idea that was pitched by MVP as a tribute to Shad Gaspard, who actually passed away 1 year ago today. If you haven't seen the video, there's a video of MVP with Shad at a bar watching WrestleMania 35, and when they see Kofi win the title, both men embrace and cry. And so MVP pitched in, got the match, which apparently MVP has been pitching ideas a lot recently and helping out backstage more than just as a wrestler on the roster. But he pitched this, and they went for it. Kofi Kingston versus Bobby Lashley as a subtle tribute to Shad Gaspard. Lashley immediately went on the attack and gave Kofi a spine buster for a near fall. Kingston fought out of a delayed vertical suplex and kicked Lashley out of the ring before hitting a big dive. After the commercial break, they decided to air a replay of MVP's opening promo to prove, hey, he never said title match. And Corey Graves kept saying, you know, guys, you assumed this was for the title, but MVP never said it. Lashley was in control here and hit a delayed vertical suplex. Kingston came back with a chop and a DDT for a 2. Lashley no-sold a leg drop and hit a flatliner for a 2. Woods played his trombone to distract Bobby Lashley, which it did just like it did to Randy Orton. It worked because Kingston was able to drive Lashley into the apron. Didn't really last long, though, because Lashley followed this up with the Dominator before driving Kofi into the ring post. Lashley had Kingston on his shoulders on the outside, but Woods yanked him off. The ref told Woods, you can't get involved, get to the back. As Woods was arguing with the referee, MVP was ready to attack Kofi with his cane, yet Drew McIntyre would show up, take the cane from MVP, and hit Lashley with it in the gut. Kingston then caught Lashley with the schoolboy and pinned him to pick up the victory. Yes, Kofi Kingston has pinned the WWE Champion Bobby Lashley. The show goes off the air. McIntyre leaves with the New Day up the ramp. They pose together. We fade to black. Actually, as we fade to Miz and Mrs. Well, I like this main event. I thought it was really good. I don't know where it's leading to. Hopefully it's leading to maybe Kofi versus Bobby for the title. It's more Drew, though. There's still more Drew involved, so I'm still getting that feeling that it might be Drew and Bobby Hell in a Cell. I mean, we've got 5 weeks. We could do Kofi again. But with that, that was Monday Night Raw. Had some good points, had a lot of low points. But for the most part, there was some good points that I liked so much that I said, hey, I can't hate this. But with that was Monday Night Raw. Now let's check the polls. And also remember, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. As far as the polls do go on Twitch, 60% of you liked tonight's Monday Night Raw. 40% did not like it. As far as the YouTube poll does go, yikes. 37% of you liked tonight's show. 34% thought it was just all right, and 29% did not like tonight's Raw. As we check the text messages, got a number of them here. It says, Raw has not changed much. 2 questions. When do you think Eva Marie will debut? And what happened to Slapjack? So Slapjack, him and Mia Yim, I think they're taking the masks off of them. They're getting new names. They're going to SmackDown. As far as when is Eva going to return or debut, I don't think they're in any hurry. Just like Emelina, 17 weeks of videos before she actually came out in front of, on the stage on live television. So I hope we don't get another 17 weeks of these videos. Person says, where Murphy at catering? Person says, do you think Natalya and Tamina will have a longer reign as women's tag team champions than Nia and Shayna? Probably not. Because if you really think about it, Nia and Shayna had those titles for a very long time. There was a quick, brief hiccup where they lost them in January or end of December, got them back into January. So I almost don't even count that as them losing the titles, but yeah. Says, I know Chelsea Green is released, but I like WWE bring her back because she be Alexa Blue. No, that ain't happening. And I don't even think she would agree to it. If WWE said, you know what, we messed up releasing you, I don't even think she would agree to it. Says, adding on Vernk says some weird stuff, bro. And not that they're weird stuff. He doesn't say stuff right. I'm not even going to read this one. All I'm going to say 330. That's not correct at all. Because if there had no plans for said person in your text message, said person wasn't supposed to win a title earlier this year then. That person was supposed to win a title before he was deemed. I'll just say it. Person says, Keith Lee's not injured. I heard creative has nothing for him. You know, fuck you, bro. That's not true. I don't want to speculate on Keith Lee, but all I've been told is Keith Lee is not cleared to compete. It's not that they have nothing for him, because Keith Lee was supposed to be the U.S. champion a couple months ago. Matt Riddle was never supposed to win that title. It was supposed to be Keith Lee. Creative has nothing for him when he's supposed to win the title in February. God. People just don't listen. I've said this about 20 times since then. People just don't listen. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, we will be back here tomorrow. Talk NXT. And we'll be back Wednesday, and we'll be back Friday. With that, follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And follow us on Twitter @PW Unlimited. Also, remember, if you want to support us directly, you can do so. Patreon.com/PW Unlimited. And also, guys, you can check out our website, pwunlimited.co. I will be live here shortly on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, playing some games over there. So have a great rest of your night. Maybe I'll see some of you in a little bit. Maybe I won't. We'll have some fun over there, though. Have a good one, guys.